What if the meal you grab at lunch was the reason you cannot finish your afternoon project? For many people living with my food isn't just fuel, it's a trigger. Studies have shown that approximately about 30% of people that are living with migraine, they've reported that certain foods and drinks triggers their attack. That is 1 in 3 professionals. Yet, most of them don't track or test what's really going on. Have you unconsciously asked yourself this question or been asking yourself this question? Does what I eat really matter? Or is it just a coincidence that I'm getting this migraine? Is it just a coincidence that I get migraine attacks after I eat certain meal? Here's the thing. Food matters. Blood sugar instability, skipping meals, going too long without food, or even spiking sugars with processed foods, processed snacks can trigger a migraine. Common culprits include caffeine, alcohol, especially like red wine, aged cheese, processed meat, MSG, skipped meals. But guess what? Everyone's trigger is different. That's why food diaries, functional testing are so powerful. They take the guesswork. They take the guesswork out and reveal your personal pattern. For example, let's say you're somebody that, I'll give an example of an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur and you've always had this predictable Sunday migraine, and this migraine ruins your family time. Predictable, like clockwork Sunday. You know that you're going to have this Sunday migraine and then it ruins your day, your whole family time. You perhaps think it is because of stress and you are concerned about the going back to work on Monday. And so that brings on the stress, right? And so you get the migraine. You think that that's what it is. But what about if you now start tracking and then you notice the pattern? You notice that on Saturday night, you chillax with a bottle of red wine. And then Sunday, you skip your breakfast and you now have that Sunday migraine right around maybe 3 o'clock kind of time. Because maybe that's the time you decide to, I don't know, you finished having your lunch and you're trying to relax, but then the migraine starts to come. So let's say now you've been tracking all this, and then you discover that on Saturday night you relax with that bottle of red wine, and then on Sunday you skip a meal, then you get that episode of migraine, right? Then you now notice that they're doing is to reduce your alcohol intake on Saturday, and you started to stabilize your meal patterns on a Sunday. What happens is that your Sunday migraine attack starts to disappear. You get your weekend back. You get your Sunday back. And your family notice the difference. Let me know, do you have a particular day where your migraine attack just attacks you really strongly on that particular day? Do you have a predictable day that you know definitely this is what is going to happen? Let me know. I would love to hear your story because this is common and you get to find this out once you start tracking. And this is why tracking your patterns, tracking your triggers is key. Now, let's say, for example, you decide to just ignore tracking completely. You're an entrepreneur. You just put down that, oh, it's normal for me to get a predictable Sunday migraine. It's all good. I don't need to track this. It's just stress. It happens to everybody because it's going to be Monday. And so Mondays are rough. I don't like Mondays kind of thing. And then you say, you just ignore the whole process. That's fine. You've got choice. But here is the thing. You carry on a Sunday, missing family time, right? Your children, if you've got any, starts to get irritated. Your spouse gets irritated that every time you're always having a migraine. And we can't even have a family function without you crawling in bed with migraine and just ruin everybody's weekend. That's what will carry on happening. You still keep losing your Sundays to pain. 52 Sundays in pain. 52 Sundays in pain. That is over 400 Sundays in a decade to pain. So if, let's say, you've got a child that is 10 years old or maybe 8 years old. So let's say you've got 2 children, 10 and 8. A whole decade, they've not spent over 400 Sundays with you because you're crawled up in bed in pain. You've ruined 400 of their Sundays. That's what happens when you choose not to take action and you think that, oh, it's just a headache. Oh, this is normal. I'm getting stressed because it's going to be a Monday the next day. And I'm thinking about all the things that I have to do. Is it really worth it, though? Is it worth it to lose over 400 Sundays that you should be spending with your young children? Because guess what? At 18, they're going off to university or off to see the world or whatever. They're not there with you anymore. And you're lucky if you will see them at all for another decade. Is it really worth it? What would that cost you in your business growth, your family moments, in your life? I just painted a picture of it because I have spoken to women, spouse, couples that this is their life. And especially one that comes to mind in which I could just hear the pain in the husband's voice. She can't do anything, nothing. They don't have family time. He just chuckled when I asked about, so how is life with your family? And what do I asked certain questions and he just chuckled, what life? What? That is so painful. His wife cannot do anything. He does everything. Here, his children, they do everything for her, everything. And speaking with her, she's frustrated about it. She's saying she feels like she's in prison. She would just go to her room in the dark, stays in the dark all day because of a migraine attack. I don't want that for you. It's time for you to stop treating migraine like a mystery. It's time for you to stop saying, it's just a headache. It's not just a headache. I invite you to take the Discover Your Migraine profile, Discover Your Migraine profile quiz to help you to kind of uncover the patterns, those hidden patterns behind your attacks, those hidden patterns behind the pain. So you can finally get answers and then you can take actions. Because when you do this quiz, you will learn what's driving your symptoms, identify your top triggers, and healing priorities. You will get a personalized plan and your next best step. So I invite you to take the quiz. And for goodness sake, stop guessing and start healing. It's free, it's fast, and it could change your life.